What's up, YouTube? I am back. I took a little sabbatical, a little break. I was up in the mountains, enjoying the sun, enjoying the outdoors. But I said to myself as soon as I got back, we can't forget to finish the ranking of this cosplay list. We have to finish. I was determined. It took forever, but we are here now, and it is time to finish the ranking of my cosplays. And the chat has been having so much fun over on Twitch. If you're not following me on Twitch, you just missed a half hour of us chatting about all things Supergirl, Summer Games Fest, everything under the sun. We really got into it, and you're missing out on that. So make sure you subscribe on Twitch. And if you're not already, be sure to follow me and subscribe on YouTube, where you're watching this right now. But we're going to go ahead and get into the list here. I'm going to do what I did before and make myself small, and put myself up here in the corner so I'm not covering the list. Can you guys see the list okay? Everything looked good. And remember, the last time we did this, we learned the special trick that we can click on it and we can view it big like this. Does this look good to y'all? Can you hear me okay? I'm watching you while riding in a car coming from a con in a Batman cosplay. Now, how perfect is that? That's pretty amazing. All right, let's go ahead and get started. And since right before we started, we were talking about games that were coming out. We were talking about Code Veronica. We were talking about that in the Twitch chat. So why don't we get started with a little Resident Evil? What do we think here, chat? I'm going to do what I did last time, and I'm going to give y'all a second to give me a score. What do you think? Do you think this is S? What were our scores here? Let's go over them again. S, A, B, C, and D. Where do we think Miss Grace Ashcroft lands? On the S tier right out the gate. Remember, you can't say S for everything. We can't give S to everything. S, no comment. Scotty, I know why you want to give it an S. For full disclosure, Scotty helped me get that jacket. I had something else on my Amazon wish list, and then Scotty ended up in a long way around getting me this because that didn't fit. So, and that was awesome. I mean, it really worked out nicely because I had this just in time for KatsuCon. It was a comfortable cosplay. And here's what I'll say as I watch your scores come in, why I like this cosplay. I think the wig turned out great. This isn't the best photo of it. And in fact, I kind of need to take better photos of this cosplay in general, but the wig for this one was really close, and it's hard to find a wig that's similar to her hair in general. It takes an army for these cosplays. It does. And honestly, I really appreciate the support. Anytime somebody's like, hey, I really want to see you do this character, like, I'll do my best to try and make it happen as long as it's something I care about. And obviously I care about Resident Evil. My quest to cosplay every single Resident Evil woman continues. You can wear the jacket. Yes, I wear that jacket all the time. I'm going to say, I don't think this is an S tier because I don't think it's like number one defines Sarah, but I think it's an A. Would you guys agree an A? Let's be fair. Yeah, I see Trask said an A. I don't think that's controversial. I think this belongs in A material because it's a great cosplay. It's comfortable. It looks good, but it's not like it defines me, which, oh my God, now that I'm looking at this is ridiculous. And wow, it's been so long since we've done this. I have completely different Pink Ranger photos now. So I need to update this. An A+, I like that. I like that. All right, moving right along. Who do we want to do next? How about Yor from Spy Family? I really like this cosplay a lot. I will say it is super awkward to wear. These like straps make absolute no sense. And this was a cosplay. I didn't make any part of it. I just bought it. I like this picture. I like how my eyes look in this picture. I like the wig. I think her hairstyle is very cool, and this fit my head pretty well, considering I have so much hair. All right, I'm here. I'm seeing A's. I'm seeing A's in the chat. I also just think Yor in general deserves an A. She is a queen, and we love her. All right, y'all are making this easy. Let's just keep it at A. I like that. All right, where do we want to go next? Let's get some stinkers out of the way. Let's get... Look, I'm literally matching it. Oh, let's get poor Lady Gaga Harley Quinn out of the way. This is a funny case where I love how this cosplay looks. I love this photo so much. It hurt my back so bad. It doesn't look dramatic here, but posing like this in heels, like look at this little heel down here. This is like a little cat heel, very thin, and then cranking your back like that is such a hard pose to hold, and I did it a ton. In fact, I wonder if I have video of this, because this must have looked really funny from the video perspective. Yeah. Here's the thing though, I love this cosplay visually, but we all know the movie sucked. And I'll say this, here's another hot take incoming. I think this movie was better than the first Joker. We're on fire with the hot takes today. I'm on fire. Oh, sarcastic Spidey says, see, I'm being generous. You know what? That's what I would like to hear. I like the honesty, the brutal honesty. I think we do need to put this like down and see, because not because of the cosplay itself, because I think the cosplay itself is great. I thought I looked great. I love Lady Gaga. The movie it's in is not good. And here's the thing. I know a hot take, me saying, I need to explain myself now as to why I think this is better than, why I think this movie was better than the first Joker. I think the first Joker movie it insists upon itself. It is just so dour and so it's too much of one thing. It's too much one note, for me personally. And that I realize is a me thing. It's not like I don't think it's not creative and innovative for the time, and better than most DC movies. But here's the thing. I thought the next one wasn't as bad as everybody made it seem. It wasn't a good movie by any stretch, but I at least went on a journey. I felt like it was more than just one note. It was many notes. They were singing quite a bit. So I actually liked it more than the other Joker movie. At the same time, I can recognize what a flop it is to have Lady Gaga, an incredible performer and an icon in and of herself, and have her in this hugely iconic role and fumble it somehow. So that alone makes me want to give it a C, because I only wore this cosplay once and it was such a bummer. So yeah. Insists upon itself. Okay, Peter Griffin. It did though. It really insisted upon itself. I'm sorry. This is what we're here for, right? We're here for the hot takes. All right. Maybe should we bump it up to a B? Because, now that I'm looking at it next to it, at least I had more fun wearing it than I did Miss Tifa. So let's give it a B maybe. Let's give poor Harley Quinn here a B. And I'm just now realizing, it's dawning upon me that, boy, there's a lot of cosplays missing from this list, because I have done many versions of Harley that are not here. So you know what? Let's leave it at B, because let's kind of wrap in the other ones, like Suicide Squad Harley, obviously. Wow, I don't even have that on here, do I? Do I have that on here? Man, I'm missing some cosplays. Oopsie doopsie, sorry. Anyways, so let's just leave that there. All right, moving right along. Miss Stay Puffed. What do we think of Miss Stay Puffed? Now, let's remember this is a little original design here. This is Sarah put this together. This wasn't a prepackaged costume. I mean, I didn't make the hat, but this is a Sarah put it together. Solid A. Okay, I like that. I love this cosplay. I think it's so cute. I love being a marshmallow. Who doesn't want to be a marshmallow? Once again, the movie that I went to see was not very good. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm Danhausen cursed. Maybe when I show up in costume, I'm the problem. I need to actually make a list and see, of all the movies I've gone to see in costume, are they mostly all bad? Is it me? Am I the problem? This is cute. Yeah, I agree. I think the experience of wearing it was traumatic, because I was in New York City and it was at the premiere, and we were all in a like fan pit for like 3 hours in the heat, and I didn't sleep well, and it was rough. Are you the terrible towel curse, but with cosplay? Oh no, you're so right. Oh no. I still haven't seen Frozen Empire. Oh, you should watch it. Now would be a good time too, because it's kind of like weirdly a summery movie, because it's kind of like, and once again, that was like a part of the movie that was like a cool aspect of it that they didn't fully execute and like act upon well. But it takes place in the summer, but then there's all this like snow and ice and crazy stuff. So you could watch it and let me know what you think. But I love the little Stay Puft guys, and I think this is, what did we say? Did we say B, A, B? I see a lot of A's. I'm gonna give it a B though, just because we don't have a lot in the B's, and I would like see now I'm comparing them on the level, like I wouldn't put Stay Puft on the level of these ones, like Yor and Dark Knight Rises Catwoman. Oh, we need to talk about that. Hold on, before I go any further. I don't know if y'all clock this, but so the last time I did this stream, where we ranked my cosplays, if you'll remember, I had a whole spiel where I talked about my experience being an extra for The Dark Knight Rises and being on the football field and all of that. I thought when I looked at like the stats and the data of that last stream, I noticed there was a huge spike in the chat and stuff when we talked about this. And now I'm getting into kind of the like baseball, now I'm getting into the, what's the phrase? I'm getting into the nitty gritty, so you know what happens behind the scenes. So like I was looking at that and I was like, wow, people really seem to resonate and be interested in that story. Let me make a post talking inside baseball. Thank you, Sasha. And thank you, Trask. You knew what I was going for. So I was like, let me clip this out and repost it. So I posted just that little bit of me talking about what it was like hearing Bane for the first time on set. And I know most of you follow me on Instagram, so you probably saw me talk about it on my stories. That video on TikTok got, I think it's at like 1.5 million views. And quite a bit on, I don't even know how many, 500,000 on Instagram or something. And there was a lot that happened. Number one, people were completely misconstruing what I was saying because they missed the part that I was an extra. And so they were like, why is this girl hating on Bane so much? Why does she hate Bane? Bane's iconic. Tom Hardy's the best. She doesn't know what she's talking about, stupid idiot. And I'm like, listen, hold up. I'm talking about what I was like hearing him for the first time when you had no context. Like that was the part people kept forgetting. When I heard him on the field, when all of us extras heard him on the field for the first time, we had no context of what Bane would sound like. And if I'm thinking Bane from the animated series, that's a whole nother different version of Bane, which, wow, I am learning a lot about reading Nightfall. I don't know if anybody else has read Nightfall, but a lot of Bane information in there. A lot of Bane history. But it was so, you have to think about it that way. He really did sound like a grandma. Like, so that was the other thing. All the comments said I sounded like Blue's Clues when I did the impression. That I was like, Gotham City. That one was more Mickey Mouse. But that was taking me out. All the comments, I'm gonna cry, I'm laughing so hard. All the comments on TikTok were like the little Blue's Clues icon, and I was dying. Oh, that's your reckoning. I didn't mean to. It's just like, obviously that's not what Bane sounds like, but it's kind of adjacent. Tom Hardy Bane is Blue's Clues adjacent, and I don't know what to tell you. It just sounded like that. The other thing was that maybe I didn't like eloquently say when I was telling the story is you couldn't really hear what he was saying. He was speaking into a microphone. You have to think, when you saw the movie, it's been run through processing. They modulated it. They adjusted his voice so you could, well, even, people did complain you couldn't hear him very well in the finished version, which is a whole nother conversation. But hearing it on the field, we couldn't hear a word he said. So, like I said, everybody, they were like, okay, duck down. The field just exploded. Look very scared. Look, cover your head. Everybody get down. And then we just hear this voice. It doesn't make any sense. You can't hear what he's saying, number one. So we can't react to it. You can't be like, oh, he said this. Oh my God. Which it doesn't really matter because, we're just one tiny face in a crowd of thousands. But sorry, let me catch up on the chat here. I wish they'd cast a Latino to play Bane. I mean, that is so valid. And we, who knows? Maybe in the Batman universe, Robert Pattinson will get another Bane, and that's cool. I would love to see the actual story from Nightfall, authentically told in a different way with a different director. That'd be really cool. Kingdom Hearts. I did sound like Mickey. Yeah, I was giving Mickey Mouse. This conversation makes me want to make an IG edit of Bane action figure. Do it. Go for it. So yeah, this spawned so much controversy that I didn't mean to spawn, which is so funny because it came from this stream when we were ranking. I didn't mean to have it pop off and have people get all hot and bothered about my hot take on Bane. I was more just saying, here's what it was like hearing it for the first time. And then I went and saw the movie and I loved it. And yeah, I mean, I still stand by the fact that it was an odd choice for Bane to sound like that. But it was fine. I mean, it's not like I hated the movie because of it. And I know the other side of that is that a lot of people did. A lot of people had really strong opinions who were commenting saying it's the worst Batman movie, which I think is crazy. I don't think it's the worst Batman movie. It's got its flaws, but it's certainly not the worst. Robot Chicken had a skit where Ace, the Bat Hound, confronting Bane's pit bull. That's so funny. Oh, good stuff. So anyways, thank you all for letting me tell that story, and who knows, maybe another 1.5 million view video will come from this. Probably not, but yeah, that was a pretty funny side effect of doing these. All right, let's move on. Let's move to She-Hulk, which, I don't even like enlarging this photo. I put this in here though because this is one of the cosplays that took me the longest to get into, for obvious reasons. I did completely paint myself green, and I was pretty happy to find a dress that looked almost exactly like hers did in the show. But I thought it was funny when I pulled up this photo, thinking about just how forgettable that show was. And I hate saying that because I thought it was a lot of fun, and I thought it was a great casting. Oh yeah, we did rank Catwoman. We ranked her last time. She's A. She was in the A. So that's how this all came about. I'm like, should we bring her down? Should we change it? But no, we ranked her in the last episode, the last season of this. Anyways, back to She-Hulk. I just feel bad because the show is so forgettable. But I feel like for my first time doing body paint, I can see a few little streaks here and there. It was also like 90 degrees the day that I did this. So I was shooting outside in the heat in body paint. The wig was sliding off. I needed a better wig for sure, but this is a fun one. I would put this maybe in B. I don't think it's bad, but it's not. Yeah, B, yep, for the painting factor. A, okay, I appreciate the A. It's very cute, but I'd say B. Yeah, I agree. It's a lower tier one for sure. But a fun one. Hold on, give me 1 second here. Tell me in the chat which one you want me to do next. Who do you want to go to next while I look this up really quick? Okay. Who do we want to see next? The next one I see is the one I'll go with. Sonic! Let's do Sonic! Which, by the way, I just got the Sonic racing game, and I thought that might be fun to play on stream too, specifically for the Evangelion collab. I don't know if y'all saw this at Summer Games Fest, but they're doing an Evangelion collab, and I am so hyped for this. So maybe that would be fun to stream. Okay, Sonic. I wore this one so long ago. This was at PAX East, this specific version, which I've worn a couple different versions of Sonic. I love the ring, and here's a funny story for you. The day I wore this, I got into my full cosplay and I went down to the floor. Like, we were staying in the hotel connected to the convention center. I came down. I don't know if Sasha remembers this. I don't know if you were there when this happened, Sasha. You have to remind me in the chat. But Travis and I came down. We were taking photos in the lobby. It had literally been like 2 minutes. And we're taking photos and I go, you know what? Let me take one. Let's do a slow-mo video of me spinning the ring on my finger. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And I started spinning it. And within 3 seconds of me doing that, it flew off, shattered, absolutely shattered on the ground. And it was so loud. And everybody like stopped and what was so sad about it was everybody went, oh, everybody made like a groaning sound, like, oh, everybody felt so bad that I broke it. And that was before this photo was taken. So I went back up to the hotel room immediately and we super glued it back together. And you can't see it here because I photoshopped it, but this ring is split into like 7 pieces and it's got big cracks on it. And I just photoshopped it in the photo here. It was so sad. But I love this cosplay. And I'm so sad because the gloves I'm wearing in this are Diva gloves, like Diva from Overwatch. And I love those gloves because they have the really thick base on them and they look good for Sonic. Like Sonic should have kind of oversized gloves like that. And I lost them. I have no idea where they are. And it's not like I can easily replace them because they came with, sorry, I'm moving the mic a little. They came with the Diva cosplay. So I don't know where to find gloves like this again. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of bees. Yep, I would kind of agree. I think I could make it better. The wig is just kind of like a blue wig. You know what I mean? It doesn't have the Sonic flair to it. So I agree. I think this is a good B. All right. Moving along. I think I saw Supergirl, Dark Supergirl. This I feel like is going to be the 1S of today's stream. I will not settle for anything less than S. It's right there on my chest. This is an S, 100%. Okay, Trask though says, I'm going C. It's cute, great story, but you have a stacked lineup. So maybe we bump Sonic down to C. But before we do that, let's talk about Dark Supergirl. I love this cosplay. I love it. The dress or the actual suit is a ice skating dress that I modified. So like this is what they call a skater dress. It's just called that. So like this is I buy a little Sarah pro tip secret here, a little Sarah lore. I buy my suits from ice skating vendors. So the suits that I make myself, they work perfectly. They're just like a blank, it's just like a blank black and then I add the logo or whatever to it. So that's a little pro tip. I didn't learn that from anyone else. It's just whenever I search for Zentai suits or like tight suits like this, I would find the best results on like ice skating vendors. So skater suit. Also some ballet stuff. Sometimes if I'm looking for, I think my Jigglypuff, who's also not on this list. My Jigglypuff cosplay, that pink is a ballet leotard. That's the word I'm looking for, a leotard. Respectfully, you're fine as hell in this outfit. I mean, I don't disagree. I love this one. I think the black lipstick takes it to a new level too. The belt I'm wearing in this is actually the belt from my Melissa Benoist CW Supergirl. And it got messed up, so that's why it has that little extra thing on the front. You know, you fix and recycle what you can. So that was kind of a different take on it. She doesn't really have a belt like that in the comics, but I was like, we can make this work. Yeah, I think we all agree this is an S tier. It's not a phase, Mom. Supergirl, probably. Exactly. I also just love these boots. I've worn, let's think through all the different cosplays I've worn. The Yor cosplay we just looked at earlier. I wonder if, yeah, okay. So those boots for that Supergirl one, I wore with Yor. I wore with our X-Men cosplay here. The Goblin Queen. Do I have any others here? Oh, this one. You can't see them, but they're down below there. Lucy also I wore those boots with. Again, they're kind of like down here. It's a little hard to see. But these black boots have been like my go-to. Where'd it go? These have been my go-to cosplay boots. I love these boots. Oh, Junko, you're so right. I wore them with Junko, who we'll get to next. They are just so recycled and I love them dearly and I never want to replace them. They're also pretty comfortable. They are putting in the work for sure. And I just feel like this sits on me very well. I really like it. I wish I had more photos on the roof. When I did this set with Jeff, I only have like 3, which is really lame. Like, I kind of want to go take more in this one. Maybe we'll get a dark Millie Supergirl. Who knows? I doubt it, but that would be really cool. So I think we're putting her up an S. Okay, we just talked about Junko, so let's go to Junko. I have worn this cosplay twice. Once at Techo, which is coming right around the corner. Gonna be at that one in July. I think this cosplay is great. I love this cosplay. I added the corset to it, which I didn't have at first, and I added it for this second round here that I wore it, and I love it. Okay, lots of A's. This fit had me sipping. Yeah. I love Junko. I love Danganronpa, and I mostly love Danganronpa because of Game Grumps. I'm not ashamed to admit I learned about Danganronpa from Game Grumps, watched them play the whole series. Yeah, it's an underrated one. It's really fun to wear. She's a villain, baddie girl, and I love that. It's just a silly one. Just one of my favorite anime ones. So yeah, I agree. I think this is an A. I think I would, if I were voting by myself, I'd probably put it in B, but seeing y'all say A made me feel like, okay, I'll put it as an A. It's just one of those things where I have a different view of how I look. You know what I mean? Oh, you're referring to Dark Supergirl. Well, hey, you can also simp for for Junko. Junko Inoshima. She's cool. Moving right along. Let's go with these top 2 because I didn't even notice until this very minute that this is the same bookshelf. So this one, my Ashley one, this is the same bookshelf, the same location. And let me just say that this Airbnb where we shot this is one of my favorite Airbnbs I've ever stayed in. And it's not far from Pittsburgh. And what is so tragic is we use this Airbnb for our Batman family Christmas photo shoot, if you remember that one, where I did like the Christmas Batgirl, for our Scooby-Doo duo, which you see here. And I also did it for the Resident Evil. So I've stayed in this Airbnb multiple times. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's because of us and like all the different cosplayers who have stayed there, or like in my little circle, in my group of friends who have stayed there. I don't know how it became so popular, but it is booked out for like a year. It is so hard to get into this Airbnb now. I don't know what they did to get it so like popular. They also, because of that, raised the price. So it's more expensive to stay there now. It used to be so affordable. It was always open. I love doing photo shoots here. And what's so fun is when you do a photo shoot in an Airbnb, you get to stay the night. So it's like, it's not just, oh, I'm renting out a space to do a photo shoot in. It's like, well, now I can hang out here. And so like when we did our Batman family one here, we all had like hot cocoa together. It was so sweet and so pure. And I'm kind of glad we didn't record it and like post anywhere, because it's just one of those things where like you want to experience it, like you want to actually experience it, not for content. But we all had hot cocoa and hung out, and it was in the winter and it was so fun. And then when Jill and I did Daphne and Velma here, we just like made it like a dance party, and then we watched the Scooby-Doo movie right after we finished shooting. Like we just sat on the couch and fell asleep, and it's so much fun when you do it in an Airbnb. Sasha, I know if she's still in the chat, we have stayed at Airbnbs, and it's so much fun. And now, especially talking about it, I want to go do it again. It is so much fun. The economy is messed up. I don't know how we got here in chat, but I agree. Velma is S. I'm letting you know now. Okay. What do we think, chat? Here's my funny thing about Velma. I love this photo. This is my favorite photo of this cosplay. I don't know. It didn't do well on Instagram or anything. I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the skirt. I don't know. Maybe IG didn't like that. But like, here's the thing. I love Daphne. I'm a Daphne girl. I like, if I had to pick who's hotter, Daphne or Velma, Daphne, 100% Daphne. I will never understand the Velma thing. And like, don't get me wrong, I get it. Some guys like a geeky girl with glasses, whatever. Like, there's just something about that. I get it. But for me personally, no way is Velma hotter than Daphne. She's so cute. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? A for Velma, S. I'm going to say B. Yeah. A for ranking. Okay. Oh, kind of all over the place here. I don't like Velma as a character as much. I like Daphne more. So that brings it down a little bit for me from an S. So maybe we meet in the middle and we say A. But like, come on, chat. Be so for real. Daphne is hotter than Velma. Come on. Come on. I will not be offended if you agree. And like, no, I don't think anyone else in Mystery Inc. is hot. I'm not into Shaggy or Fred. No, thank you. It's still Pride Month here for a minute, so I'm going to have a moment and say that I think Daphne is hot. Bye, queen. Yeah, I'm a bye queen, if that's not obvious. I'd love to see you do Daphne and Jill do Velma. I have been saying this. That we need to swap. Maybe this Halloween, everybody help me harass Jill to swap with me. Don't actually do that. Please don't message her. Do not message her about this. Maybe the next time we post Daphne and Velma photos, then comment and say, hey, you guys should swap. I think we should too. I think that would be so fun. I love it. Okay. We have some cuties left. I like what's left on the board here. Nothing bad here. I don't think we have any more C's left, which I feel so bad that Tifa is just down here lonely in C. I think we have to move something else down here so Tifa's not alone in C. Or, guys, hear me out. We move Tifa to B. What do you think? No C's? No C's on this list? Do we put Tifa up with the other strong women of B? I think we do. But don't let me decide. Don't let me be the one to decide. Okay. I like it. Everybody concurs. Great. Okay. So I don't even think we're gonna have a C on this list, guys. I think we're a B and above. Okay, just 5 more to go. Let's do this version of Captain Marvel, which I love this photo. I got this is a fun story, and kind of the only reason I included it, because it's just a fun story. I got a Charlie horse doing this pose. When's the last time you had a Charlie horse, chat? Oh my God. And now imagine having one in a photo shoot that's in public, because this was at Three Rivers Comic Con. And typically, I don't get Charlie horses very often, but if I do, the trick is lay on the ground or lay back on the bed, whatever, and put your leg up straight and put your foot flat towards the ceiling. If you ever have a Charlie horse, that will help you. Just so you know, if you didn't know that, like that's how you get rid of a Charlie horse. Lay on your back, put your leg straight, and put your foot flat. That's what you're supposed to do. I couldn't do that in public. I can't sit there and do that. So I just had the worst pain in my calf for like a half hour after this. It was terrible. Yeah, it was bad. Okay, I see B, I see A, I see A. You had one 3 days ago at work? Oh no. I feel like this one in particular is a B. Only because I don't necessarily love the fit of it. It's okay, but like what is going on in the stomach area? The butt looks great. Don't get me wrong. The butt looks great. I also love that it's 3/4 length and it's got these gloves. I love the style. I loved the Marvels movie. I thought it was great. I love this wig. Obviously, this is, if you didn't clock it, this is the same wig as Grace, wherever she is. Where did Grace go? Same wig. Same wig, recycled. Yeah, so I would say this one is a B. Also because we've got a great Captain Marvel up in A already. Or up in S, I mean. Thank you. No lies detected about the butt looking great. Okay. Oh, I'm not trying to convince. I'm more, I'm giving myself a little pat on the butt. A little pat on my own butt. Okay. We have 4 left, chat. Where do we want to go next? I say we go to Mr. Zap Brannigan. What can I say except you're welcome? And you're probably like, Sarah, why are you singing that song? That's The Rock. Well, when I posted this photo, that was the song that I posted with it. And I just thought it was really funny because when you post on Instagram and you pick a song, sometimes Instagram will suggest a song. And that was the song it suggested for this photo. The what can I say except you're welcome. It just feels so fitting for Zap Brannigan. I was like, good job, Instagram. That is so fitting. I love this cosplay. This, once again, this is not the best photo of it. But oh man, was it fun to be Zap. Was it so fun to run around with Jill as Leela and just being an absolute doofus all day long. Anytime I wore it, oh my gosh, this was such a fun cosplay. I also don't see many people cosplay Zap. The bridge in the background too. Oh yeah, from Pittsburgh. But like, not a lot of people cosplay Zap Brannigan. So I feel like it's a unique one. What do we think? Where do we think this one ranks, chat? I'm kind of thinking A. It's not Sarah defining, I wouldn't say, right? I don't think it's Sarah defining, but it gets an A just for being so much fun. This one is great, unexpected. Yeah, it was so unexpected. One of my favorite videos of you and Jill made when she was Leela and she punched you in the face. Oh my God, that one was so fun to make. I was cracking up. It's at this moment he knew he fucked up. I love that one. The other one, the you want the rest of the champagne? No, and it's pronounced champagne. Oh God. That one was so good. If you don't remember that one, I sound crazy right now, but him calling it champagne is the best. I love Zap Brannigan with all my heart. He's so funny. It's also kind of like weirdly empowering to cosplay a character like that. Like, I don't know how else to say it, but like playing a misogynist as a woman, like a harmless misogynist, because Zap, he's kind of a piece of shit, like with the stuff he says, but he's not like a horrible, horrible person, right? He's not like, well, I don't know. I guess it's a comedy, so it's like not that serious. But like, there's something so fun about playing a guy who's kind of like a, to all the ladies. It's exactly how I felt in Austin Powers. Where is Austin Powers? Oh my God. Since we've done this ranking, Mike Myers has come out and said he's doing another Austin Powers. The petition starts now for me to be an extra in that. Come on. I was an extra in The Dark Knight Rises. Why can't I be an extra in Austin Powers 4? Like, I'm not saying the plot should be about Austin having a daughter and there's now a female Austin Powers, because I think that would be amazing. I'm not saying that should be me. I'm not saying this should happen, but I should at least be an extra. I should at least be a go-go dancer in the background, right? I just feel like there's so much potential there for a movie that's about Austin not being down with the times. Like, they kind of did that with Goldmember, but like there's just so much potential now for that, for him to just kind of like not fit in the like modern world. Oh man. Okay, we've been going for about an hour and 10 minutes. That's crazy. And I want you to have another 2 million view viral moment on sharing behind the scenes of it. Yes, we need to campaign for that. We need to make it $100 billion. So is 2027 the year that I cosplay Dr. Evil or what? I need to get a bald cap. I need to get a Mr. Bigglesworth. We need to make it happen. Austin Power Gen Z, exactly. Yeah. They just need to have a lookalike contest in it. Oh my God, Scotty. You've got it all figured out. Can we send this to, who is it? Is it Paramount? Who owns Austin Powers? I have no idea. Please put me in Austin Powers 4. I don't have to, let there be a lookalike contest and let me wear this exact outfit. It's ready and waiting. Make it so. Dr. Evil must happen. I agree. Okay, we already ranked Austin Powers. He's S. We got him an S. New Line Cinema. Okay, good to know. Now I know who I can tag. Now we all know who we can tag in the comments the next time I post an Austin photo. We have gone so over on time here. Let's keep going here. Let's get to Ashley. Where do we think Ashley goes? I feel like this is a very basic cosplay, so I'd put it in maybe a B. I don't think that's that exciting. Also, the wig is completely wrong. I brought the wrong wig with me when we did this. I didn't bring the right wig. I have so many blonde wigs and I brought this wrong one. But yeah, I would say this is like a B. I do love Ashley. I also did her version in the remake with the jacket, which I don't have a photo of here, but that's just kind of like the classic one. I love this one going S. You're going S? Should I bump it up to A? She's pretty cute. B is good. Okay, B. I think we leave her at B for now. But we could, I mean, this, I like how this is looking. More S's than anything else. Okay. Let's leave it at B for now. But I like Ashley. She's cute. We have 2 left. Spider-Gwen, I just wore again at Three Rivers Comic Con. Had a wonderful time at that con. It was so much fun. And I got to shoot this up on the roof. I didn't even include the photos of it here because I had pulled these before that even happened. So this is kind of an older photo. I love Spider-Gwen. Where do we think Spider-Gwen should go? I've done a couple different versions of her, like with the short hair or the long hair like this. A for Gwen, I kind of agree. I don't think it's Sarah defining, but I think it's okay, I see an S. I see another S. Oh my, are we S or A? Do we think it's a Sarah defining cosplay though? I think S tier has to be Sarah defining. I think it goes to A for now. S because it's a canon event. Oh my goodness. All right. That's too many S's for me to ignore. So I gotta put it, I would put it in A, but I'll listen to you, chat. Okay. I also have never worn it with the mask. I need to like take some photos like that too. I just realized I could have not done a wig. I could have just done my normal blonde hair. My hair is like not like that light blonde though, my natural hair. So, but I like this wig with it. All right, we're leaving it in S. Y'all voted. This is why we're a democracy. I do have the hood. The hood is on the back. You can't really see it here, but the hood is on the back and it never fails. Every single time I put this cosplay on, I get my head stuck in the hood and it is like scary for a minute. This is why I shouldn't be allowed to put on cosplays by myself because I will fall over and die. We all know I just fell down the stairs recently, so it's just not safe out there for me. All right, we have 1 cosplay left. And again, you know, we're clearly missing some cosplays in general. Like that didn't make the list, but hey, maybe that'll be a 3rd stream in the future. Who knows? S because Miyazaki is the GOAT. Totoro. Sasha and I had so much fun wearing this. This was at Otakon. Sasha took this photo actually, now that I think about it. This is a Sasha original right here. This was taken at Otakon and it was right after COVID, like kind of like after the COVID era of like, okay, we're starting to go back to events. Events are happening again. Cause man, there was a minute where we were like, are we going to be able to go back to cons ever again? Are we going to be able to go to the movie theater? I don't know. This was like one of the earlier cons where we got to go back. You can see I have a little wristband on that I forgot to Photoshop out. And this was such a fun day. And Sasha wore her Nausicaa. I wish I had a photo here of it. Sasha wore her Nausicaa cosplay that she made, which looked amazing. Her Nausicaa cosplay, if you haven't seen it, is so good. She also wore that with me once to New York Comic Con. But it is a great cosplay. And also, Nausicaa is a great movie if you haven't seen it. It was one of the Miyazaki movies I saw later rather than earlier. And I loved it. But Totoro was my first Miyazaki movie. And Sasha can confirm we wore that VHS out. And I have to give my parents some credit because my parents randomly picked up this VHS of Totoro long before Totoro and Miyazaki were popular and well known. This was in our childhood in the 90s. Like, nobody knew what this was. And my parents picked this up and said, here you go. And we loved it. We loved it. And I still have that VHS copy. I'm kind of afraid to put it in the VCR because I would be so heartbroken if something happened to it. You know how if you like rewind a tape, it can like totally get messed up. And it might also like just not work. So I'm hesitant to actually try and get it to work. But this Totoro is my favorite movie. It means the world to me. I love it. I think it's a perfect movie, which there are extremely few movies I would say that about. Totoro is a perfect movie from start to finish, and I love it dearly. It is a great movie and an excellent manga. Oh, Nausicaa is what you're talking about, yeah. My first was Princess Mononoke. Dude, Scotty, that goes so hard. Whenever I think of Princess Mononoke, I specifically think of the shot of her standing on the roof with the fire behind her, and I am right now getting chill. I'm doing The Rock. I got The Rock. I'm getting chills just talking about it. That movie has so much aura. And I'll say this, Princess Mononoke is a little too long. It's a little bit long. Don't tell Miyazaki I said that. But the actual like content of it, there's so much aura. Princess Mononoke has so much aura. And I want to cosplay her too eventually. Wouldn't that go so hard, chat, if I cosplay Princess Mononoke? And like bloodied up the fur just a little bit or something. Just made a little more gritty. Wouldn't that be so cool? I would love to do that. We could rank the Miyazaki movies. That could be our next tier list. That would be so much fun. Miyazaki is my favorite director other than David Lynch. I love Miyazaki. The only Miyazaki movie I have not seen is Grave of Fireflies. And so ironic because I just saw it. Travis has it in the Amazon cart. I'm going to have to watch that eventually. Excuse me. So that's the only one I haven't watched. This is a hard watch. You got to be in the right mood for it, you know? And like, when are you in the mood for that? That's a tough one. But I have watched all the others and I love them dearly. So it would be so much fun to rank them. So all of that being said, I think I saw an A, which I actually agree with. I would put anything Totoro in general as an S rank in general. But just this cosplay for now, I've only worn it a few times. I think A is a perfectly good space for it. Have a benevolent weekend. You as well. Thanks for tuning in. A. We need to do something for horror movies in October. You know, you're so right, Scotty. We should rank horror movies in October. All right, chat. We did it. Let me pull myself together here. Let me zoop. Floating around, bouncing around. Da, 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 da. Oops, did I make myself too big? Yeah. There you have it, chat. We did it together. We ranked my cosplays, and I can't say all of them because there's a few missing here, but we ranked all of my major cosplays, like the ones that I'm known for. I think this is a great list. This was so much fun. And I'll be perfectly honest in saying the entire reason I did this is because I love talking about the fun of wearing them. I love going through the history of wearing them. I have been cosplaying for over a decade, which is crazy, but it's so much fun for me. It's, one of the reasons I started the YouTube channel, and I've said this many times before, is because I like having a little scrapbook of my own history of all of these things. And this for me was like going through a scrapbook of all my cosplays and, taking a moment to be like, wow, I can't believe I did all that. And this hobby has provided me with such fun memories with so many people who mean so much to me. And I get to share it with you all too. And specifically, I know everybody who's here in the chat right now on Twitch, thank you for subscribing. But you all always tune in, and that means so much to me. When you are the first to like my posts on Instagram, always voting in polls and messaging me and checking in on me, and also, coming on here on Twitch and joining me on this little journey to like play games, but also reminisce and talk about the history. It means a lot. So thank you for taking the time out of your day to do that. And again, as always, because it's so last minute, I appreciate it. I still don't have a schedule, and I love that you all allow me to be that way, because it just makes it a lot less pressure. Just able to jump on whenever I can. Seeing you all is a highlight of my day. Seeing your names pop up in the chat and in my comments and all over the place. So thank you. Thank you for joining me. It has been almost an hour and a half now. I am going to go watch Forbidden Door, the AEW pay-per-view happening tonight. And this will be up on YouTube. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. If you're watching this after the fact, leave a comment and tell me, of all of these, the SAB cosplays here, which is your favorite? I want to know in the comments which of these cosplays is your favorite. And that's a hard thing to do, to pick just one. At least it is for me. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one, YouTube.